Good evening, friends and QU and ARKers. I'm going to have a video conferencing call this evening with Rodney Anderson, an acclaimed producer and director in Hollywood, LA, and I'm going to share that video conferencing call with you. Rod has suggested to head up an advisory board to spearhead the PR, media relations and marketing for on behalf of QU and ARK. So I'm going to give him a call on Skype just now.
Hello.
Hello, good evening, Rod. How are you?
I'm good. It's good morning my time, Scott. Good evening to you.
Good morning, Rod. I hope you don't mind, Rod. We're going to record this because we're going to want to share it with friends and QU and ARKers that are following the entire sort of journey and message of what it is that we're doing here. Is that?
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Do you know if my agent's aware of this, Scott? I mean, what is this? You know, you are calling Hollywood, don't forget. Okay? Has my feed been discussed yet at all? Or?
No.
I'm very willing to obviously participate in this. It's a great organisation, and I'm honoured to be part of this call. Thank you.
Thank you, Rod. I wonder, just sort of firstly, if we could sort of share with people your background, who you are, where you've come from, and effectively what it is that you do, Rod.
Yes, sure. Well, I'm a Brit living in Los Angeles. I was born in Nottingham, in England, and I'm still very much an Anglophile, even though I live in California. I'm basically in the entertainment business, primarily marketing, PR, promotion, etc. Although I have, in the past, created and produced several things of significance, I think. And that is the first concert on the Red Square in Moscow. And I was the first person to gain contracts with a former chief of the KGB for publishing and television and film production. Mm-hmm. I've also done marketing campaigns that have been basically connected to Warner Brothers and Disney, or Disney Pictures, placed people on Oprah Winfrey and the Larry King Show, etc. So I'm an all-around entertainment, marketing, promotional person, basically.
Right. You're involved in a peace movement. The time is now.
Yes, that is a movement that we've just started within the last year. That is basically time is now. It's at timeisnowsummit.com, and our goals is basically very simple: to create peace in the Israeli-Palestinian region of the Middle East. And you've been aware of what I've been doing on that, Scott, and what our plans are basically to create, and we've actually reserved a site in Oslo as our first concert, and we're going to be creating 3 or 4 concerts in the next 12 months in Europe with this theme in mind, and then take the whole movement to Tel Aviv and to Bethlehem, in Israel and Palestine, to basically create a summit, a worldwide summit that will bring massive attention to the problems and hopefully, go a long way to helping resolve them.
Yeah.
And he's aware of that, and obviously QU and ARK are part of that organization and what they can bring to the table in the green environment and the energy that you can create for us without using traditional energy methods.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah. What I found intriguing about the previous conversation, Rod, I'd kind of said to you, is if we could achieve an equilibrium and a balance, there would be very little for countries to fight about. And just want to explain, QU and ARK is not about cyclical issues man-made. It's the fact that we're running out of our depleting finite natural resources. And I think the time is now, QU the people, for architecture responsibility and QDOS there's undoubted synergies and parallels there, you know. And you obviously know the encouraging thing within the last week or so, an international financial institution has offered facilities and funding, and what I've basically suggested that perhaps they may wish to consider sponsorship as opposed to terrestrial lines of funding because of the eco-social responsible agenda that we have here, you know?
Yeah, and I think, I mean, what you're achieving is wonderful anyway, but, you know, the marketing of your voice and your movement to high-profile corporations is very, very important, and you're well on your way to achieving that goal.
Yeah, I mean, what I want to do within this process as well, you know, you obviously get it, Rod, and I, you know, I'm sincerely grateful for your suggestion to set up an advisory board to spearhead PR, media relations and marketing, and really you're in the right place of the world to, you know, take that initiative forward.
Yes.
From an investor point of view, you're aware of the pledge raising process that I've adopted here. You know, we're going to be offering investors land, bricks, mortar. You know, that's kind of a little bit of a grey area in relation to the economic climate of the last 3 years. Is it as stable of investment as it had been previously? Then we're looking at technologies which are new, green, clean technologies that we want to integrate into those land, bricks and mortar components to enhance their future value. But again, for comfort and security for the investors, we're bringing in commodities which are minerals, gold, diamonds, rare earth. And the significance of the conversations that I've had with people that control those commodities and minerals is that they're really enthralled and enamored with the other initiatives that we're adopting. And one particular instance occurred with a mining interest, and I kind of said, I'm not going to personally get involved unless 10% of the proceeds are offset towards QU and ARK's green initiatives. The refreshing thing that occurred at the completion of that conversation, they said, because you're setting up an eco-environmental sustainable fund, we want you to take the entirety of the proceeds and reinvest them into those green initiatives. And that's really commendable on their part.
Yeah, and they're investing in the future. I mean, they're investing in our children's future and the planet's future.
Mm-hmm.
And what better investment, you know, can you really be involved in?
Yeah.
And I mean, and basically, it's an investment that can only go up simply because, as the years go by, we'll need more and more green initiatives, more environmental industries that will take over from traditional industries, and everybody knows this.
Yeah.
Whether they fight against it or whether they're for it, they understand it.
Yeah.
That the future is important, and what we are doing and what you are creating in terms of the investment portfolio for future investors is of prime importance to the planet.
Yeah.
And so therefore, that attitude and also that creation of a capitalization program. Also, the important aspect for any investor, any sponsor, is also the marketability of the product.
Yeah.
And as you know, we have spoken several times, and I have outlined to you what we should be doing in terms of the marketing and promotional areas, and that is, you know, gaining worldwide attention for what we are doing is really, really important. And we've gone through the concept of concerts, etc., worldwide to promote what we're doing with headline bands, with television shows, with summit-type environmental discussions to find solutions and to bring those solutions to the governments all over the world and saying, look, this is it. The time is now for everyone to act and to participate in this program. Otherwise, the planet will die. So it's excellent. Yeah.
I mean, the final thing that I'd like to say, Rod, is the apparent motive and the visible agenda is mean, clean, affordable, abundant green energy. That's the object of the exercise here. The fact that there are other multifaceted dynamics that enable us to achieve that, that's our goal, that's our end game, and that's certainly what I'm working towards, you know?
Right, and I'd like to add something onto the tail end of that, Scott, and that is prosperity.
Yeah.
Because we will all prosper, not only as humans, as part of humanity, but also economically.
Yeah.
And that is a very important point to add on to what you just discussed. And let's send that message out that, you know, anybody involved in this organization, anybody that basically is part of it, will not only prosper humanity-wise, in terms of being a human being with their children, their grandchildren, they will also prosper economically as well.
Yeah.
Because it is the future, as I keep saying, and I'm sorry I keep repeating it, but this is what it is. And you know something, it's all about creating an equilibrium in the end, because you know, once we get this program going and being on board as part of a normal, natural, evolutionary process of the Earth, okay, a lot of these things can be prevented or they can be prepared for.
Yeah.
And that's another aspect of it that can really help us in our movement forward, you know?
Yeah. Well, listen, Rod, I know you've got a busy day ahead of you. I'd like to thank you for your time from Los Angeles today, and thank you for your initiative, you know, your idea to head up, you know, an advisory board for PR, media relations and marketing, and I hope we can do this again soon, Rod.
Yeah, no problem. Please don't hesitate, and let's just leave everybody with the message, you know, the time is now for all of these elements, all of everything that we have discussed. This is the time.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you, Rod.
Thank you so much, Scott.
No, thank you. Have a good day. Cheers.
You too.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.